People often tend to seek wisdom in the words of the wise or in books, without realizing that the greatest lessons of wisdom are sometimes all around us, in the natural elements that surround us every day. A simple leaf gently falling to the ground from a branch, the hypnotic dance of a river winding through landscapes, or the gentle whisper of the wind delicately rustling through tree leaves. Each of these elements of nature holds profound lessons of wisdom forged over the ages. All we need to do is simply open our eyes to contemplate them and lend our ears to listen to their silent stories. In this video, we will embark together on the discovery of some valuable lessons to be drawn from one of the most important elements of nature that you undoubtedly know: water. Do you want to know what it could teach you about the best way to respond to slander or the best way to punish a traitor? Then settle in, because here are 7 lessons we can learn from the wisdom of water. Number 1. Water never gives up. Have you ever faced something larger than yourself? A project, a challenge, a situation, or an obstacle, and felt insignificant compared to it, to the point of believing you would never overcome it? This is also what water should think every time it is compared to a rock. What does water have that is truly special, appearing gentler and impossible to grasp with fingers, unlike the rock that asserts its solidity inherited for millennia, or its strength, allowing it to break any object? However, there is a quality that water possesses that changes everything in comparison to the rock: its tenacity. Despite its delicate appearance, water has unwavering determination. With this determination, it eventually erodes the largest, most solid, or strongest rocks. Thus, from this observation, we can draw a profound lesson in perseverance. Just like water persists in its effort, we should also persevere, not by seeking to conquer in an instant, but by taking one step at a time. It's not about competing with the rock in terms of brute power, but cultivating unshakable resolve. Water is not afraid of slowness. It never stops facing drop by drop, and ultimately, it leaves its mark. Similarly, your continuous, even modest steps will eventually forge your way through obstacles. Remember that your perseverance, tenacity, and commitment are your best allies to erode seemingly insurmountable barriers. As writer Horace Jackson Brown Jr. said, "Against the rock, the stream always wins, not through strength, but through perseverance." Number 2. The purifying power of water. Throughout your life, you will encounter people who will harm you in various ways. Some will throw words that hurt you, others will slander you. Someone else will harm you out of pure malice, while a different individual will try to tarnish your reputation. And precisely, there exists a supreme remedy against which no dirt can resist: water. Once in contact, water does not let itself be destroyed by waste. Instead, it carries them away. Water has the characteristic of purifying what was impure and transforming what was once deemed dirty. It washes and cleans everything in its path, erasing all traces of the past to create a fresh space. Similarly, resembling the purifying water, we have the ability not to let ourselves be destroyed by cruel words or malicious actions. Instead, we can choose to rise above negativity and not let the emotional waste of others affect us. Just as water carries impurities with it without letting them invade, we can let the ill intentions of others slide off us without leaving a permanent mark. So, when you face the stains that others try to project onto you, remember water. Embrace the wisdom of purifying water and let its tranquil strength guide you. Furthermore, the lesson of purifying water encourages us to act in a way that uplifts those around us beyond their current state. Number 3. Water adapts to everything. Here is another valuable lesson of wisdom that we can draw from water. Bruce Lee once said, "Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. When you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot." Water has the characteristic of taking the shape of the container that holds it, whether it's wide or narrow. Thus, it reminds us that in life, it is precious to know how to adapt to the circumstances that arise. Indeed, there are moments of great difficulty in our lives, and just like water that molds to the given shape, we should cultivate our ability to adjust to circumstances. When the paths we take turn unexpectedly, let's remember that our resilience lies in our ability to conform to new situations. Water shows us that strength lies not only in stubborn resistance, but also in our ability to bend, to flex without breaking, and then bounce back even stronger. Let's not forget that being resilient is not just about getting up after a fall, but also about adapting to changing winds, as Nelson Mandela once said. Number 4. Water fears no obstacles. You have undoubtedly encountered unexpected obstacles while pursuing a set goal. Perhaps even as you watch this video, you are facing a challenge that could compromise the achievement of what you've set for yourself, professionally or personally. Once again, water reveals a valuable lesson of wisdom it has learned from nature. Despite obstacles in its path, water doesn't hesitate to go around them, to weave through, to carve a path until it finds a way, even when hope seemed lost. It teaches us that in life, even if challenges and barriers may seem insurmountable, there is always a path that opens, and it might be a different path than we had imagined. Like water, you must learn not to be intimidated by obstacles. Learn to keep your determination alive, even when the course of your life seems disrupted. Water whispers to us that if we stay in motion, if we keep seeking solutions and moving forward, we will eventually find our own way, even where it seemed there was a dead end. Number 5. A notable absence. It is often said that the true importance of something is only recognized when it is lost. Observe how, in the midst of a dry spell, the absence of water is immediately felt. Trees wither, leaves fade, and the ground cracks under the relentless sun. An entire ecosystem that depended on water for survival shows signs of distress when this vital resource is lacking. Similarly, in our own lives, we must make our presence pleasant to others through the actions we take, whether through small encouragements given to someone who has made an effort, a bit of attention directed to those around you, or even just a small smile. You bring a touch of freshness to the desert some people may be traversing. Also, like water whose absence is keenly felt in a desert, impact others through your positive presence. Remember the insightful words of Bob Marley. Don't live for your presence to be noticed, but for your absence to be felt. Number 6. Water holds on to no one. Observe the attitude of flowing water as it follows its course. It accepts what comes to it, lets go of what leaves it, all without attaching itself to anything in its path. Perhaps you are currently struggling to free yourself from past regrets, the memory of mistakes you made before, actions you missed, or maybe people who have been out of your life for a while. Maybe you had decided to distance yourself from someone who was once dear to you, but eventually disappointed, deceived, or betrayed you, and today you still find it challenging to shake off the emotional imprint that person left on you. Like water that doesn't care about what was and moves towards what comes, you must learn not to be prisoners of your past. Understand that memories of the past can hinder you from living in the present, and people who have left your life were not meant to accompany you for the rest of the journey. Regarding those who are no longer in your life because they deceived or betrayed you, it's crucial to accept that they are gone for good and open yourself to new encounters, to new people who will come to you. Just as water no longer concerns itself with what is gone, focus solely on your path and personal development so that they may be punished by not having access to your new life. Number 7. The duality of water. Water can be gentle like a caress and powerful like a tidal wave. It can flow peacefully in a stream, but also transform into a tumultuous wave. Similarly, every aspect of our being possesses a similar duality: strength and vulnerability, light and shadow. It is our duty to learn to balance both for a harmonious life. Let's learn to show gentleness and kindness to others, and let's not forget that showing firmness, defending ourselves when circumstances demand it, is equally essential. In conclusion, exploring the wisdom of water reminds us that nature is an endless source of profound lessons. Just like water, we can draw perseverance to overcome obstacles, purity to not let trials soil us, and flexibility to adapt to changes. We must remember that our presence can bring refreshment to those around us, while knowing how to leave behind what is no longer useful. Finally, harmony between our different facets is the key to a balanced life. Therefore, adopting the teachings of water in our lives can guide us toward a more fulfilling and meaningful existence. Feel free to share the video with your loved ones if you enjoyed the content, and don't forget to subscribe to not miss our upcoming releases. If you liked our content, I invite you to watch this video on the poignant lessons of wisdom from Nelson Mandela that a father would give to his children, especially on how to discern if your friend is about to betray you. Thank you for watching and see you soon.